Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. A big shout out to Mr. Steve for his last video. I hope that answers some questions, in some comments, I don't know, I hope so. Today we're going to jump right in it. Today we're going to talk about buying transportation in the Philippines versus buying transportation in Thailand. Or really, if you're coming here to live, move, visit, explore, you might want to think about transportation before you get here. And know in the Philippines that unless you rent a vehicle, and I never did that in the Philippines. I did rent 2 different motorcycles, but never a car. I drove a car only once in the Philippines, and I did not want to do it again. With that being said, in the Philippines, you're going to have jeepneys, you're going to have buses, trikes, taxis. So you'll have, maybe a handful or so of options in the Philippines. And I believe I did all of them, or I tried all of them. Jeepneys were so affordable. However, they weren't very comfortable in the least. Trikes were even worse as far as comfort goes. And there's an impending feel of danger with some of the trikes, especially if you're a bigger guy. I mean, I know normal-sized Americans that just hate taking a trike in the Philippines because they feel so cramped and so close to the ground, and sometimes you really can't see. So there's that. I think I'll have some footage of a trike up there. Regardless of all that, so I did a video on it. I ended up buying a used motorcycle in Philippines, and I advised against it because of the problems I had with paperwork. Now my ADV 150, I bought an ADV 150 in Philippines. I bought a brand new ADV 160 in Thailand, which was my advice to myself, is to don't buy used ever again, unless it's from a reputable dealer. So I decided to save some pesos, save some bahts, and buy new. And I just got it today, and that's why I'm doing this video while everything is still fresh. One of the big differences that I see right away, and this is crazy difference, you guys, I got the ADV 150 in Philippines and did the paperwork right away. Put the paperwork in, I should say, right away, because I wanted the paperwork back right away, as quick as I could. And so you guys, a year and a couple of months went by, I still did not have the plates. I still did not have the paperwork of ownership, which cost me at least 10,000 pesos in Philippines. I lost because I didn't have the right paperwork. Now, the guy who bought it, he was willing to do the legwork after a year and a couple of months, which is crazy to me. However, it's more fun in the Philippines. So fast forward. So my new baby arrived today at 293 pounds dry, but she wasn't really dry because they filled her up with gas. God bless them. And so my 160 ADV came wrapped in plastic. It came on a truck. It looked like to me it was by itself. And the deal is that I went and bought this bike from a dealership that my group of friends knows that they're in the family. So it was worth the 9-hour or more drive. I did a 22-hour day. I drove up there, did the paperwork, turned around, and came right back. It was a long day, and it was crazy because it was the first time I drove a car in Thailand on the other side. Now, being an American male, and I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes, but being an American male, driving to us, I started driving at 13, 14, a car. I started driving a motorcycle at 7. So driving a car was a big deal to me, and I drove across country, Route 66 a couple of times, at least to Illinois, and I love driving. So it was daunting, but it was something I'd done before. I've driven through several big cities, whether it's Houston, whether it's Chicago, St. Louis. What other big cities have I driven through? Oh yeah, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and of course the West Coast. The point being is that I've driven through some crazy towns, and so driving through the back into Thailand was crazy, but it was doable. So fast forward, the bike came today in great shape, but here is the huge difference. I still, after a year and 2 months did not receive my paperwork in the Philippines. I actually did the deal, paid for the bike, or put the money into the bike 8 days ago, 8 days ago. I already have my plates. I already have my green book. I already have my paperwork of ownership. So that's 8 days. Even my Thai friends are amazed at how quick this dealership was able to turn the paperwork. So, it's not like the Philippines where I had like handwritten note and some other, I actually had some lawyer paperwork from the ADV 150 that I did in the Philippines. So it wasn't like I had a handwritten note on toilet paper. However, I did not have the DMV paperwork. Here in Thailand, I have the DMV paperwork already after 8 days. Transportation here is, I want to say, and it's my feeling, it's better. You still have the thing with the taxis. It seems to be, whether it's Philippines or whether it's Thailand, we still have our arch nemesis, the taxi driver. And I hate to say that because I've met some great taxi drivers and I met some great Grab drivers. So, and I love Grab. So here, getting around, you have they're like open trucks, and they have a cover on the back. So and they're kind of the jeepney, or really the trike, more the jeepney of Thailand, of where I'm at, in Hua Hin. So you have those trucks, you have taxis, you have buses, you have trains. And I have taken the buses, and I've taken the taxis, and I've taken one truck. However, now I have a bike. With that in mind, I'm hoping that you get a snapshot to think about your transportation before you come here. You'll be glad you did. More on the ADV in upcoming episodes, because I love the bike. And I went for a small test drive this morning. I did a very thorough checkup. They literally wrapped it in plastic. I have the picture up here. They took gentle care of it, and I'm glad they did. So I hope this has helped you, on thinking of what you're going to do for transportation when you come here. Because, what I personally discovered about me and transportation, whether it's the Philippines or Thailand, I have to have it. Not having transportation, having to rely on Bolt, Grab, taxis, buses, it's affordable, and it's not that big of a deal unless it is a big deal. And to me, it was a big deal. And so I had to have wheels. I hope this has helped you. I'm going to have much more on the ADV because there's just so much more to cover. The ADV group that I was in Philippines, I was the only American. And I may actually start a chapter here in Thailand. I'm talking to the chapter in the Philippines. Regardless of that, I hope that this has helped you. I will see you next time.